have the microphone?
Yes.
All right, let me ask. When was the last time you read a book, Denito?
This morning.
This morning? What book
Yes.
did you read?
I didn't read a book. I read something on social media.
Okay.
Yes,
what
please.
was this about?
Okay, so I've been seeing Rosalind Felly every Wednesday and Fridays on television. I wanted to know what social media also talks about Rosalind Felly. And you know what I found?
What did you find?
One of the most beautiful, intelligent ladies on our television.
Oh my God. Who else read something today? Who else? Anybody here? Mish. Who? You read something? Mish, you read something? Okay, so let's give the microphone to Mish. Yes. Mish, tell us the book you read today, or probably you read something else.
So I got a book yesterday.
Okay.
It's called Verity by Colleen Hoover.
All right.
So I just started it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And what does it talk about?
A young journalist who's writing about a family whose wife is passing away.
Oh, wow. I think I need to get that book.
Yes.
On that note, I think it's time for us to delve into our conversation, one of our conversations for today. And we are talking about the essence of reading. I want us to take a seat so we can take our seat. I'll take my seat as well. And then I'll introduce to you our guest. We were doing the booging as they were reading. So I'm just wondering, you guys don't dance at all?
We dance, but we just don't know the dance challenge.
But you know how to dance?
Yeah.
Do you know how to dance, Chantel?
No.
Chantel, you can't dance?
No.
You have 2 left foot?
No.
Really?
I'm not active.
You're not active,
Yeah.
but you read all the time. Yes. And you, sir?
Well, let's just say that if I danced on screen, my students will run me out of the class.
Oh my goodness. So I want to welcome you to today's show, and I want the audience at home to know who you are. And so my very first person is Adelaide Aram Asari. How old are you, Adelaide?
I'm 8 years old, thank
8 years. Wow, you're such a sweet 8 years. Big 8 or small 8?
Big 8.
Big 8. Big 8. I like that. And I have Chantel Otukwe Noki. Hi.
Hi.
How old are you?
13.
13. So let me ask the two of you first. How old were you when you started reading?
How old was
Adelaide,
I?
yes.
I can't even remember.
You can't remember?
Because even as a kid, my mom would read bedtime
But you're still a
stories.
kid, darling.
I know. I just like to say that.
All right. Okay.
When I was even smaller, maybe like 3, my mom would read me bedtime stories. So since that, I started reading.
All right. Okay. And you, Chantel?
I'm not sure. I started reading when I was younger because I'm always bored and I'm an only child, so that was my only source of entertainment in my life.
But there are K-pops and all, right?
I wasn't interested.
You are not interested?
I found books more interesting.
Wow. Wow. Martin. Hi, welcome, Martin.
Thank you very much.
Right, Martin, you have been reading probably all your life, though.
Well, I should think so. I would put it around 5 years when I started reading.
You were
so,
5?
Yeah.
What got you into reading?
Well, for one thing, there were always books in the house. And then after that, in our school, where I was in primary school, it was part of the curriculum. You had to read set books. So it wasn't anything special. Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. Now, Adelaide, you said you've been reading since you were a kid. So now you are not a kid.
I just...
Is she a kid? No, she's not. You're a big 8, oh. There are other fun activities that people or children of your age will take part in, like, playing with your friends, being on the computer, watching TV. I can't even say telenovela. I mean, cartoons and all of that. But you choose to read. Why so?
Reading is like an adventure waiting for you to just open. So the first, I can't remember, but I think the first book I read was like Snow White.
Okay.
So I just opened the book and was like, I like the pictures, Mom, read it to me. So she read it to me and I was like, I love this book, I'm going to read forever.
Oh, wow, that's nice. And Chantel, how many books have you read so far?
This year I've read 7 books so far.
Okay. How long does it take for you to complete a book?
Depending on the number of chapters.
What's the biggest book you've read?
was 970 chapters.
What? You managed to read 970 chapters?
Yes.
With what time frame?
In 3 days.
Wow.
That's super amazing. Martin, as an adult, you have been reading since you were 5 years. Let's talk about the impact reading has got on your life.
Well, I must say that in terms of everything I've done, one of the most important things that I would point to raising me as a person is reading. Apart from the fact that you'd read set books in school, etc., it's the wider reading that has actually made a large impact in how I see the world, my understanding of things, the way I interact with people, and my appreciation of cultures around the world. I feel that the span of knowledge that I have gotten, it wouldn't have been possible any other way, even with the advent of all these nice new gimmicks via internet. I feel that there is a special place for reading that cannot be replaced.
Great. Don't you ever get distracted by your friends, trying to encourage you to join what they do?
Of course, many times. But I just enjoy reading more. If I'm not reading, I just paint or I just sing in my head. Anything.
No, it's a reincarnation. If you are not reading, you are praying to God. And you are singing. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song? I don't know. I have so many favorite songs. I don't know.
Sing one for me.
One song?
Yes.
I think that I was introduced to K-pop by my sister.
Okay. Oh, so you know how to sing Japanese song?
A bit.
A bit. Sing some for me.
One, I can't even remember. The camera has been go blank. I can't even remember one song. But I just like K-pop. If I'm not singing K-pop, then maybe gospel.
All right.
Or maybe this Kwame Eugene and maybe Terminator.
Hey. So you are Kwame Eugene's #1 fan, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Which of his songs do you like?
Monica.
Monica. You like Monica? Hey, is it children's song? Chantal, what about you? You've said you've read 7 books. 7 books in how many years or how many days?
So far throughout this year.
Okay, so this year is 7 books. But when you started reading, can you count the number of books you've read so far?
It's uncountable.
Do you have favorites?
Not really. Everything is interesting to me.
Newspapers?
No.
No. As for newspapers, no.
It's too old.
It's what?
It's too old.
It's too old? It's old school? Newspapers are old school. So what would you prefer?
I prefer reading books. We have a little library in our school, so sometimes I go to borrow books from there and read. Yes.
So what about you, Chantal?
I prefer novels.
Novels? Is it the novels, they are love stories and the adventure and all. Which one do you prefer?
Mystery.
Hey, mystery.
Yeah.
Why mystery?
It makes me think further than I'm supposed to think.
Martin, with you that you've read over a long period, do you also have certain books that you are drawn to?
Yeah, but I think that has been changing as I grew older and older. And I can say for sure that what books I read now are the result of a very precise selection. So generally, I'm drawn to classics. So the older the book, the better for me. But then, of course, I find that recently, especially in Ghana, you have a lot of new authors who are putting out very significant work. And so for that, I am also drawn to that kind of writing. But in general, it's very selective because if you think about it, maybe you'll be able to read how many books a year. I mean, even with a heavy schedule, maybe 30, and you don't have all the time, you see, so you have to be very selective, and there are thousands and thousands of books out there. So my first go-to is classics from across the world. And then, of course, there is significant African literature that I would also go to. I just wanted to make a point, listening to our young ladies here. It was beginning to sound like people who read are kind of boring. Looking at us, maybe that might seem the case, but it's actually very far from
not
true.
like that.
It's not like that. Everybody.
You have fun? Do you party?
When I get the opportunity. The problem really is, by the time you get to my age, you are really struggling for time. Everything has a time burden.
I party, though.
Well, let's say you found the time.
So maybe that time is when you are reading.
Yes.
Is that why people think you're boring?
No, people don't think I'm boring. On the contrary, I think people think I'm kind of bubbly and more on the crazy side, but that may be a plus or no. But I think that one of the things for me, I do a lot of reading as part of my work. So it's inescapable. It's not like I find free time and I'm reading. I'm reading all the time. But once in a while, you'll find that there's a title that is jumping out at you and you really want to read it. So you will find the time. My most recent thing I read was to review a book for someone, you see, so that is work, but it's a novel also.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you'll always find some time and do some reading.
What's the best time to read?
Oh, wow. Well, for me, it's not really a time, it's a space, you'd find a place that is a little bit quiet, and so it can be in the night mainly, but I think that even in the daytime, if I'm in the office and there's nothing really happening and I have a good book, I just take a go at it.
But readers, people think that they are quiet people. Chantel, are you quiet? Did we get Chantel's reaction? Chantel, are you quiet?
Nope.
Adelaide, are you quiet?
Oh, no.
No. Not at all. So
Not at all.
readers are not quiet as people think you are. What do you want to be in future, Adelaide?
Microbiologist.
And you, Chantel?
Psychologist.
Psychologist. Why so? Let me ask you. Is it a book that you read that has inspired you?
No. I just like the fact that being a microbiologist, you get to learn daily, you research about diseases and help the world to change that. And also, my sister is someone that has pushed me, so she loves science. So anything with science is a perfect thing for me to do.
And Chantel? What about you, Chantel?
I found interest in human mindset since I was young. Every time I'm asking mommy, why is this person laughing like that? Why do they laugh? Why do they cry? Everything, why are they thinking like that? And I found interest in the psychological aspect due to a book I read on Facebook. That is why I started finding interest in psychology.
Okay, that's nice. Dennis, let me ask you. Do you have the microphone? Okay, can we let Dennis have the microphone? Dennis, do you like reading? And what happened? Oh, so is it all about the time or what? It's about the time. So are you intentional about the time that you read, Martin?
No, the true answer is no. I will find the time to read regardless. Sometimes it's just half an hour. Sometimes you can get 2 hours straight, by which time you should be able to finish a book, really.
He said, DJ, do you have 2 hours straight in your life?
Before, yes, because I used to read not for like leisure. I used to read for academic purposes.
Okay.
So I used to write or edit theses for master students as well. So
Oh, right.
yeah, until
Until
there
what
was
happened?
no time.
So then it brings us back to the intentionality. Martin, or you still don't think so?
Well, okay, yes, but I suppose for me it has become so natural that I don't really have to say that I'm now going to read. It's something that is part of what I do all the time. And professionally, I'm a scientist like them. I teach at the university, you see. So reading all sorts of different things is part of me. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm stopping reading this text and now I'm going to read creative writing, you know. And it's all part of the same thing to me. I don't really make that distinction. So I can't say that I really plan the reading, except when somebody dumps a text on me and says, review this for me or something. And then it becomes work. And I add it to my schedule and do it, yeah.
There are reading clubs in Ghana. Do you join any?
No.
No, why?
I like reading on my own.
Okay.
But in our school, we have reading clinic.
Okay.
When you come from school, you get down from the bus, go to your class. They've assigned storybooks and you read, and which I love. This one is my favorite.
Okay, so which one?
3 siblings.
And a cousin.
Yeah.
So open a page and read something for us.
Okay. In the kitchen, the 2 sisters were standing by the cabinet. Mom was tackling the pancake mix, and Auntie Abigail was slicing the bread. How are you reading? Mom asked. I've seen better days, but it can only get better from now. Auntie Abigail tried to smile and she said it. Mom covered Auntie Abigail's hand with her own. Where are you off to now? Christmas is no time to be away from family, Mom advised. I need to be away. Please let me go. I was lucky when this assignment came up. Catherine can spend some quality time with you and the children.
So it builds your imagination, because this is a case where you are reading about mom, aunt, daughter. There's Christmas in there. Oh, yes. Do you love Christmas? You love Christmas, don't you? What do you love about Christmas?
Being together. And also, my parents just, as a Christmas Eve, they just buy me novels. That's what I like about it.
Oh, wow. That's so sweet. What about you, Chantel? Did you bring a book? Probably you could read something for me. You didn't bring a book. So maybe you should read something from the 3 siblings and a cousin. Yes.
Hi, Lorraine. Naomi said in the afternoon when she opened the gate to let one of her best friends. What is the emergency that has pulled me all the way here? What happened to free night calls? This is something that needs a roundtable discussion, Naomi explained. Locking the gate. Is Adra here? Lorraine asked. You know she would be. Adra is never late. I'm really thirsty. What do you have to drink? Lorraine asked. Water, Lorraine. We are not boiling here. Naomi snapped.
Wow. That's nice. That's nice. Martin, let me bring you in as well.
Yes.
You have 3 books.
Well, actually, I do. Well, so I very quickly will talk about why I selected them.
Right.
This is a book by a man called Ago Schiff. He's an Israeli. He was in Ghana a few years ago researching for this book, and this is one of the funniest books I've read this year. So I carried it, along just to say. It's called Professor Schiff's Guilt, and it doesn't come out to be funny. It doesn't try to be funny, but it's funny in the end. And I think that it's kind of a significant book because it tries to track personal interaction with the slave trade. Here's someone who is looking to trace the tracks of his grandfather, who was a slaver, who owned a slave ship. So the story is dark, but it's funny and it's well recommended. But there's this other book I'm carrying, and this is from a young Ghanaian who just recently had this book published, a collection of short stories, and she's Ama Santua Diaka.
Okay.
Someone Birthed Them Broken. And this is also one of the books I read this year, and I feel that it is a significant addition. But what I was asked to do was to read from my own book, because I'm a writer.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
But looking through this, this is The Waiting, and it's a collection of short stories that was published in 2020. And so I'm just randomly going to select something. It may or may not be boring because it's not pre-selected. And I'll read just a few paragraphs. This is from a story called Rain. May I go on?
Yes, please, go ahead.
It had been raining for hours on end. What had started as a welcome drizzle, cooling the tropical afternoon, had soon developed into a nasty storm, promising floods and a slot on the BBC News. Countless Africans to a watery grave due to poor drainage and climate change. Penny and Hola sat in the corner just across the counter where Jake, the barman, was mixing mind-numbing cocktails with delicate names like Evening Jacaranda. Everybody loved Jake because he owned the place and allowed smoking everywhere. So it was really a comfortable hideout for Fanny and his friends, even though Kwene preferred bitters over cocktails.
Wow.
I stop there.
Wow, that's nice. So is it available on the market?
Yes, this is available online because we are out of copies locally.
Right.
This, I'm sure you can get Professor Schiff's Guild online as well. But Ama Santua Diake's book should be available in bookstores across the country.
There's so many people out there, especially the young ones, let's accept it, we don't like to read, right? Social media has made it so. We love to be on our phones. So how can we love to read?
Well, one thing is to join a book club. I think book clubs will force you to read, and they are fun. I am a member of a book club, and it's some of the wildest times that I've had were in the book club. You know, we have a lot of fun. But what it does is that you read a book and come and discuss. So book clubs do very well. The second thing is to find a niche interest, because there are so many books out there. I think one of the reasons why people do not read is because they find a book that is not interesting to them. So maybe a person is interested in, as she said, mystery, adventure, horror. When you find a book that is written in a style and on a genre that you like, you're more likely to go and read it. So you shouldn't try to read everything. There are books that are out there and they are just for you.
Are there skills for reading? Adelaide, do you have any skills to read?
I stick to close reading because I'm a slow reader and I like to pay attention to every detail in the story, from punctuations to question marks, everything. I just want to understand it to build up my critical thinking.
Fantastic. You, Chantel?
I stick to skimming and close reading.
Okay.
Skimming, I just look for the general idea of the whole text instead of going into it. Sometimes when I'm in a hurry and I know I'm supposed to do this chore and mom is like, hurry up, and I'll say, okay, let me understand, let me finish this chapter and I'll hurry. I just skim through. After that, when I come back, then I'll close read, the intensive close reading, so that in case I've missed the points that might spoil the whole story in another chapter.
Okay.
Then I'll go back.
Wow, that's nice. Any questions? Does anybody have a question? Anybody has a question? No? No? All right. Mish, Dennis? Any questions? Okay. So I think that they don't want to ask you any questions because they understand very well. And we love the fact that, they don't like reading. You don't like reading. No, I like reading. And so we actually will say thank you so much for being here today. But let me ask you my final question. How has reading helped you?
Reading is very, very good for me because I'm in grade 5 and I don't like storybooks except for when it's in reading clinic. But I find it interesting to be reading scientific books. And reading is a big impact for me since I want to be a microbiologist.
Great. Chantel?
Reading, since I was young, I was very forgetful. But ever since I started reading, I didn't think reading actually does that. When they say that, I thought the adults are talking, they are just talking. But ever since I started reading, I noticed there is improvement in my memory. I've been doing well in class. When I read, I understand what I'm reading and I get it. I'm really happy that is what's happening. Well,
I think that what reading has done for me is to expose me to the entire world. I've understood a lot about different cultures. Another thing that it has done is to make me much more perceptive to detail, to very quickly look at a text and extract what is important and what is not.
Great.
Highly recommended.
Right. Highly recommended. So you said you are not boring. DMI is here, and they are here to give us some great tunes. All right? So since you are not boring, DMI, I think that we should let them do some dancing and see if they're boring or they're not, right? Okay. So we are competing amongst each other. So probably we should, what song you want? You want the Monica? Or which one? Which one are we doing?
Terminator.
You want? You want Terminator? Hey! Adelaide. So you want Terminator? All right, so DMI, if we're ready, all right, so let's do the Terminator then. I think DMI is getting ready for us to do the Terminator dance. Okay, so we are not going to take a break. We actually have some messages that are coming in. So Nana Kwame Labi is on standby. Nana one. Nana ta 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 ta. So you can sit down so that we actually take a listen. Nana, how you look fly.
Thank you very much.
And then try a 360.
Mom day.
360.
Oh, I sent Ben.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Found boy. Found boy. Who is he? He's fine boy. Say it. Who is he? Now come and drop the messages.
All right, so we have a few messages here that we want to read, and of course, I'm going to give you some stories making rounds in the world of entertainment. But before I even go into that, I heard them speak about reading. It hasn't always been my biggest strength, but hearing them speak about it, I think I'm going to start reading some. Are newspapers still in go?
Yes.
They're still around.
I do news flash segments every morning.
Okay, so with newspapers, great. So anytime you're done, I'll just quickly come take one of your newspapers and then I'll read. But aside that, I might also log on to myjoyonline.com. Just so you know, myjoyonline.com is our #1 platform. So if you don't know, I'm telling you now. So you can log on to myjoyonline.com. So let me start reading some of the messages. If production can help me out, let's open some of the messages here. People shouldn't disgrace me.
Try and double click it.
Double click. Okay,
yes.
Great. All right. All right, great. It's not working. Production.
All right, let's see
they're helping me out.
All right, so it's here.
So, hi, Rosalind. Good afternoon. My name is Cyber from University of Ghana. You're looking ravishing as always. Kindly ask the readers that how are they able to find meanings to a new word encountered, and do they stick in their mind? LOL. Because I also want to read. And he also continues to say, and also, how do you think reading affects your daily lives?
Oh, okay. Who answered that? Quick one. Adelaide wants to answer. Okay.
Reading is like an inspiration for me. I don't know whether I've mentioned, but I'm a young artist, so I get inspiration from the chapters I read because it helps motivate me to draw a painting that gives meaning to the society. Oh, I didn't bring my drawing notepad.
Hey, wow. You have a drawing what?
Notepad.
Notepad. Wow, okay. Nana, please, other messages?
For now, I don't think there are any, but I could just quickly zoom into our stories for today in the trends. Now, Kafui Danku has been, I won't say trending, but she's been in the news for a few reasons. She has a movie she's shooting currently. That'll be out on the screens very soon for everybody to watch, so you guys should look out for that one as well. But she's speaking about the movie industry, and since we are in an election year, she also said something about politics. So she's saying that the movie industry would be better if John Dramani Mahama becomes president. Well, obviously, she's told us that she's NDC and she really, really believes in the ideologies of ex-president John Dramani Mahama. So she's been speaking to Doreen Avio, who went all the way to Akosombo on the set, and she was telling Avio about some of the challenges in the movie industry, some of the things that need to be done. But she fully believes that when John Mahama becomes president, the movie industry is going to get better. I don't know what the people on the other side will say about it, but
so what she's trying to say is that somebody else has killed the movie industry. Is that what she's saying?
Yes, someone
Do you
else.
Agree?
Someone else.
Do you agree? Or you guys enjoyed free SHS, so you can't talk.
So that's what she's basically saying. But she also attributed the fall of the movie industry to some other factors. She acknowledged that things are not really as they used to be. Digitalization, of course, moving from VHS and all that to streaming movies and all that have now become the norm of the day, and the movie industry could not just keep up with that as well. But that's what she's saying. But my second story also is kind of related to politics.
Okay.
Politics.
Okay.
Now, Sadiq Abdullahi Abu is a member of the NDC also. Please, let nobody tag me NDC or NPP, I beg. I'm just reading stories. So he is a member of the NDC, and he's been speaking on Hits FM. We're speaking about the effects of how some of these celebrities and these entertainers, when they get into politics, whether it does help their industry or not. But Sadiq is more or less defending somebody from the rival party, which is Mark Okreko-Mantey, who is the Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, saying that if things don't go as planned in the world of entertainment or in the tourism space or arts and culture space, we shouldn't blame Mark Okreko-Mantey, but blame the president of the land, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. What he's trying to say is Mark receives orders from above. So if he tries to push for something to be done in the industry and doesn't happen, it's not really Mark's fault, but it is the president's fault. But people are saying on social media that, you know, he's also eyeing seats in the Okankwe Central. And people have also tipped him to be in the same space as Mark is right now. So people are saying that because he might get that position come December 7, he's also trying to do damage control, just in case he becomes deputy or minister for arts and culture and things don't go on well. Don't blame him. Blame, you understand? So that's what people are saying on social media. That's what I'm saying.
Covering his back.
But that's what people are saying on social media. So I think that's what we have for Trends and Entertainment today on the show. I'll be back next week, Wednesday, hopefully, to give you more on the show.
Yeah, Nana Kwame, thank you so much. Do you know DMI?
I've seen her a few times.
Have you ever heard of a trio DJ group?
Trio?
Yes. That's DMI for you.
Oh, I've seen her
somewhere.
Okay,
so there's Dennis, there's Mish, and there's ISO. ISO is not here today, so that's DMI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when you book them, instead of getting one DJ, you get 3.
I'm going to pay 3 times.
No. No. So that's the beauty of it.
Oh, you pay what you...
Yes, and you get different flavors, you know?
Okay. All right, so I'm going to just start saving for my wedding in a few years.
Dennis played at my wedding.
Oh,
so
great.
I can assure you this group is a trustworthy group.
Okay, how much did you charge?
We'll talk about that.
All right.
So they are the ones actually giving us some great tunes today. And don't forget that Abiana will be here as well. And like I told you earlier, we'll be painting in outfits today. I don't know if we'll be painting in shirts or t-shirts or jeans, but definitely we are painting today. So DMI, probably you should usher us out into a break, right? You want to dance? Sarah wants to dance. Sarah, what song do you want?
I want to keep my job.